Good evening and welcome to Greater Hartford Twilight League Baseball from South Windsor, Rotary Field. Tonight's action, South Windsor Phillies hosting the East Hartford Jets. My name is Dan Saccu. I got play-by-play tonight. Luke Jeffries on the board, on our on-screen live stream board, and Macon Jeffries, our lead producer. Count goes full, and pop on foul side of first base. Count stays at 3-2. And the lefty Giglio for South Windsor issues a walk to his first batter. So East Hartford sends up Martinez, the center fielder, and he squares around a bunt, and Giglio is going to have to make a play on it, and he is unable to cleanly field that ball. And East Hartford has two runners on early in the top of the first. Now the left-handed batting Lefebvre, designated hitter, punches one to short, and on the fielder's choice, South Windsor is able to record the first out. So runners advance to second and third, and East Hartford sends up Schultz, the right fielder, with two runners in scoring position. And a drive to left center field, back, and off the wall. Two runners will score. Schultz heading to second with a stand-up double, and East Hartford breaks through in the top of the first, 2-0. Schultz took advantage of that fastball and really hammered it to left center field. And with the wind blowing in that direction, it looked like it might have had a shot and hit off the bottom of the fence, and another pop-up right side and foul. Quite a bit of playable area here on the foul lines, so some of these pop flies could make it into the glove tonight. Kozakowski, the second baseman, former Ulbrich Steel player, takes a ball, with Schultz leading off second. And a little dribbler off the line there, foul. So Kozakowski goes 1-2 now. Ball in the dirt there. Nice save by Tortolette. Ground ball to third. Backhanded there. And a low throw that Kozakowski's able to beat out. Tarasi unable to pick that ball up on the throw from Jose at third base. Kozakowski at first. Schultz does not advance. So East Hartford runners on first and second with one down. And Plasky at the plate. Giglio trying to settle down here. Ball inside. The count runs 2-1. Tarasi behind the runner at first now. Looks like South Windsor playing double play depth here. See if they can get out of this inning. Looks like a change up there. Plasky nubs foul, first base side. So Giglio at 2-2 now to Plasky. East Hartford with 2 runs in here in the top of the first. And he got him on a nice breaking pitch on the outside corner for the called third strike. So 2 down for Albie, the left fielder. First pitch to him down low for a ball. And a swing and a miss there. So Giglio in charge here. Count runs now 2-1. Foul behind the plate. And South Windsor with some bullpen action already. Fouled back again. And Albie, ahead on that swing, gets it back to Giglio. And the easy toss to first for the final out of the first inning. But not without any damage. East Hartford breaks through first with 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 walk, and 2 runners left on. After 1/2 inning of play, East Hartford 2 and South Windsor coming to bat. Baseball fans, Greater Hartford Twilight Baseball appreciates you watching and listening to our live stream broadcast on YouTube this evening. Looking forward to seeing you on July 14th at Palmer Field for our Hardball for Heroes charity series, benefit the American Legion. Check us out on ghtbl.org online. Follow us on Instagram at ghtbl and like us on Facebook, ghtbl, for further information. Starting lineup for the South Windsor Phillies. Batting first and playing second base, Luke Terrence. Designated hitter, Aiden Brennan, batting second. Right fielder, Keslin Douglas, batting third. Ryan Lawrence, a shortstop, to clean up. Catcher, Caleb Tortolet, is batting fifth. Anthony Stegler, left fielder, batting sixth. The seventh hitter is Chris Gibb. Batting in the 8th spot, first baseman Dorian Terrassi. And ninth is Andre Jose. On the mound for East Hartford is Ledwith. East Hartford, one of the youngest teams in our league. So it would go far for their confidence to do something here tonight, come out with a win. An early 2-0 lead here in South Windsor. And a high pop on the first base side, foul territory, and Root takes that one in for the first out. And now Brennan, the designated hitter, runs the count even at 1-1. Ledwith now ahead in the count at 1-2. And he gets Brennan to reach on a nice pitch on the outside part of the plate. So Ledwith gets the first 2 batters, and Keslin Douglas, the right fielder, steps up to see if he can get something started with 2 down for the Phillies. big left-handed hitting right fielder here, Douglas. 1-1, and Ledwith gets him the reach on the outside part of the plate there. So Ledwith stays ahead of the count, and a ball in the dirt. And Douglas draws the walk after being behind on the count. Shortstop Ryan Lawrence steps up. Root holding Douglas on at first. Ledwith looks over, and Douglas fakes a steal. Beautiful facilities here at South Windsor. Time. So Douglas advances to second. And the catcher, Caleb Tortolette, with 2 runners on and 2 down, see if he can chip away at this 2-0 deficit. Ball high there. Breeze blowing a little bit in right now. And a ball in the dirt, and the runners will advance to scoring position. So Ledwith gets a strike here. Now at 2-1 to Tortolette with 2 runners in scoring position. And a ball way up high on that one. Swing foul back. So Ledwith with a chance here to get out of the inning, pitching 2-2 to Tortolette. And a pop fly to shallow center, and on the play, Martinez makes the final out, catches the final out. So no runs for South Windsor. They leave 2 runners in scoring position. And after 1 complete, East Hartford 2 and South Windsor 0. Baseball fans, Greater Hartford Twilight Baseball appreciate you watching and listening in on tonight's action, live stream from YouTube, and would love to see you at Dunkin' Donuts Park on July 21st for our Spreading Orange charity series to support multiple sclerosis. That's July 21st at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Check ghtbl.org or follow us on Instagram at ghtbl for further information. So top of the second for East Hartford, and the first baseman Root steps up. And ground ball towards short. Scooped it up there by Lawrence over to Tanasi to retire Root on the 6-3. You're scoring at home. And up steps the second baseman, the 9-hitter Vieira. Takes the first pitch strike there from Giglio. High on that one. Looked like Giglio might have wanted that pitch to stay ahead on this nine batter. And outside, Vieira stays ahead now, 2-1. Another ball high. A nice pitch there for Giglio to stay with this batter here. Vieira now at 2-2. Swing foul back toward first base dugout. The 2-2 here again. No, 3-2, sorry. Ball 4. So Vieira comes on with the walk. And top of the order, Criscolo now. First pitch fouled back. Nice pitch there by Ledwith. Giglio. Vieira back on the throw from Giglio. Takes the lead off first. Held on there by Tanasi. Tip foul out of the glove of Tortolette. And Giglio gets Criscolo on the swing, third strike for the second out here in the second inning. And Martinez now up with Vieira at first. Martinez reached on an error from Giglio and scored East Hartford's second run in the first inning. Vieira jumping off first. And Giglio now 2-1 to Martinez. A swing strike there. So Giglio gets the count even here at 2-2. Martinez trying to extend this inning. And a pop fly high on the first base side and lands foul. Landing plenty over here on the foul lines. And Martinez reaches a dribbler foul down the third baseline. So Martinez continues to get a piece of the ball. Oh, and a ball in the dirt. Vieira will advance to second. And so now the count full. Martinez has a chance with a runner in scoring position. And Martinez drives the ball to center field, back fairly deep for Gibb, who hauls it in for the third out. So East Hartford does not score in the top of the second. They leave one runner on, and at the end of 1.5, it's East Hartford 2 and South Windsor 0. South Windsor down 2-0 in the bottom of the second here. Send up the 6, 7, 8. Stegler, Gibb, and Tanasi. And a ground ball to first. Snagged there by Root and underhanded to Ledwith for the first out. Nice play by Root. On the hopper to first. So center fielder Chris Gibb steps up in his first at bat tonight. Takes the first pitch ball. Field runs 335 down left field, 400 in center, and 340 in right. Gibb now at 2-1. A nice pitch there by Ledwith. And a swing and a miss from Gibb for the second out. And the first baseman, Dorian Tanasi, steps to the plate with 2 down. Ball down there. And popped foul on the third base side. And Tanasi is retired by Vieira. So our first 1-2-3 inning, tonight's action, the end of 2. East Hartford 2 and South Windsor 0. So leading off in the top of the third for East Hartford is a designated hitter, Lefebvre. And a line drive base hit to right field. On the first pitch from Giglio. Action once again in the South Windsor bullpen to start this third inning. ball up high. And a strike there to even the count at 1-1. South Windsor with leadoff batter in the first and the third now. And a foul back right straight behind the plate. And line drive to left center field. And Schultz has himself a stand-up double as Lefebvre crosses the plate. So East Hartford extends their lead now to 3 runs. And Kozakowski, the first baseman, steps up. And a timeout here from Giglio. So Schultz off second with no one out. And Kozakowski with a foul back there. And a line drive base hit to right field. And Kozakowski now 2 for 2. With a single in the first and now a single in the third to advance Schultz to third. 1 run in already. This inning. Oh! And Plasky takes one off the helmet. And for the second consecutive night, we got a batter that gets binged. So bases loaded. For Albie. And a swing there with no one out. Line drive right field for a base hit. And Kozakowski scores behind Schultz for 2 runs. On the base hit to right field. Plasky to third. And Albie stands at second now with Root. A chance here. Nobody down. 3 runs in this inning and a 5-0 East Hartford lead. And another line drive base hit to right field. This time, Plasky will come in. And the throw home is late. Albie advances to third. And Root has himself an RBI. So still no one out for the 9-hitter, Vieira. Ball inside there. And another dribbler towards second base, picked up by Terrence, was unable to make the throw. And we're back to bases loaded again for the second time this inning. And the top of the order, Criscolo. And a timeout in the action as South Windsor in the process of a pitching change. So Giglio goes 2+ and 6 runs. And unofficially, it looks like 4 of them earned. He leaves with the bases loaded and no one out here in the top of the third inning. So on for South Windsor now is Jack Muller, right-hander. And he's got a tough task ahead of him with no one out and the bases loaded. Trying to keep South Windsor in this game here in the third inning. East Hartford a 6-0 lead. And a first pitch strike there. Criscolo, top of the order. And a pop fly toward right center field. And Gibb settles under it. But not without a sacrifice. So now Martinez, the center fielder, and the 9th batter of the inning, steps up with runners on first and second. and another fly ball to right field, and a nice play there by Douglas on an over-the-shoulder catch for the second out. Designated hitter Lefebvre comes up. Out on a fielder's choice in the first, a single, and scored in the third. Here, when he led off the inning. Ground ball to short, and fired over by Lawrence to Tanasi. Late on that play. And it looked like Lawrence was trying to reach for second base, but the hustling line drive base hit to left field. And in comes Root. And the base is loaded for the third time, and Kozakowski, the second baseman, at the plate. Six runs in here in the third. And Kozakowski shied away from that on the inside pitch. And it looked like Muller picked up the inside corner. Ball in the dirt there, and it gets by the catcher, and a play home is safe with Vieira scoring the 7th run of the inning. And Lefebvre advances to third, and Schultz stayed at first. Tanasi holding him on. They're now runners at first and third, and a run in on a wild pitch. Muller ahead in the count here with 2 down, and Kozakowski with a ground ball to second and bobbled there, and a quick throw and recovery to Tanasi from Terrence to secure the final out, the third out of the third inning, but not before East Hartford sends 12 batters to the plate and 7 runs cross home to extend their lead now at 9-0. Baseball fans, Greater Hartford Twilight appreciates you viewing and listening to our live stream broadcasts on YouTube. Check out some of our condensed highlights on Instagram. That's at GHTBL on Instagram. I'm Dan Saccu with your play-by-play tonight from South Windsor, Rotary Field, with Luke Jeffries running the board and Macon Jeffries, our producer. So the bottom of the third for South Windsor. See if they can break through, down 9-0. And Ledwith pitching an efficient game so far through 2 innings. The 9-hitter, Andre Jose, the third baseman, with a skyer to right field. To retire on the first out. So Luke Terrence, the second baseman, steps up on top of the order for South Windsor. Second time around now. So Terrence popped out to catcher in the first inning. And Ledwith again ahead on Terrence now. 1-2. Ooh. And Ledwith wanted that curveball. That looked pretty good. And Terrence runs the count even now at 2-2. Looked like another breaking pitch there. And a line drive towards center field. Under it is Martinez to retire Terrence for the second out. Brennan, the designated hitter, steps up. Struck out in the first. Strike there from Ledwith. and a nice curveball from Ledwith to get Brennan standing straight up on that one. So 1-2-3 for Ledwith in the third, his second 1-2-3 inning, and he has now retired 7 batters in a row. At the end of 3 complete, East Hartford Jets 9, the South Windsor Phillies 0. So East Hartford sends up Plasky, Albee, and Root here in the fourth. Muller head on the count here, 1-2. Plasky. Ball outside. Plasky takes a third strike on the inside part of the plate that I'm a little incredulous about. So Muller gets his first strikeout, and Albee steps up. Albee fouls that ball off. Now Muller gets his second strikeout with a Root, first baseman. 2 down and no one out, no one on. Foul back there. And a swing pop fly to left field. Under it is Stegler to retire Root, and South Windsor gets their first 1-2-3 inning and holds East Hartford in the top of the fourth. Baseball fans, enjoy live stream on YouTube all season long. Check our schedule at ghtbl.org. Follow us on Instagram at ghtbl, and like us on Facebook for more information as the season rolls along. I'm Dan Saccu with the play-by-play. Luke Jeffries with our work on the scoreboard, and Macon Jeffries with our production for tonight's game here in South Windsor. Rotary Field, and a nice night, a little overcast just slightly, and a little bit hazy, similar to last night. But this field is a little bit crested up on a hill, so we do have a nice breeze coming through for tonight's action. We hope to see you at some of our games this season. Check our schedule for your local team, and we hope to see you on July 14th at Palmer Field for Hardball for Heroes, our charity series to benefit American Legion in Middletown, Connecticut, or July 21st, Spreading Orange, our charity series for multiple sclerosis at Dunkin' Donuts Park. Ledwith back on the mound again for East Hartford, and Douglas, the right fielder, steps in, and a big swing, pop fly behind the plate, and not playable behind the backstop. Left-handed hitting Douglas walked and reached third in the first, and a line drive right over our heads and out of play. And a big swing and a miss there. And it looks like Ledwith just more and more confident as we run through these middle innings now. So up steps the shortstop, Ryan Lawrence. First pitch down and in dirt. And a pop fly left side, out back shortstop. Criscolo with the play there as Albie joining him, back him up. So now 9 consecutive batters retired by Ledwith. Going back to the third out in the first inning. Big swing and a miss there. And the ball in the dirt gets past Root. So Tortolet advances on the pass ball strikeout of Tortolet. And Stegler with a ball foul out of play, the right side. Tortolet takes off with the stolen base now, and a runner in scoring position for South Windsor. And a sky-high fly ball right around home plate for Root. And that retires the side. No runs on no hits. 1 runner left on. At the end of 4 complete. East Hartford 9. South Windsor 0. Mother returns here in the top of the fifth with Vieira leading off and ground the ball to third. Back to the top of the order now with Criscolo. And foul back. And Criscolo with a swing and a miss there. Looked like a nice changeup from Muller. And the second out. Muller's doing a nice job here now with 7 consecutive batters retired. Settle things down for South Windsor. And the center fielder, Martinez, with a pop fly toward right. And Douglas coming on and makes a nice play in foul territory. To retire Martinez. So, in the 5th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on for East Hartford. At the end of 4.5, East Hartford 9, South Windsor 0. Welcome back, bottom of the 5th. South Windsor sends up Gibb, Tanasi, and Jose. It looks like we might have more action in the South Windsor bullpen. Ledwith back on in the fifth, and a ball in the dirt, and again gets by Root. Gibb advances on the strikeout. No out recorded. And Root looking for some help on the East Hartford side. Fan base there. Hopeful that maybe they can give him a hint as to where that ball is. Ground ball to short. Over to second for one, and in the dirt. Root backing the ball up. Tanasi advances to second on the throw to second. So 6-4 on the out to Gibb, and an error on the throw to Kozakowski from Plasky. And it looks like we got a pinch hitter here in Kyle McCarthy. So Kyle McCarthy batting for the third baseman Andre Jose here in the bottom of the fifth. Big left-handed batting McCarthy. Fouled back. And Ledwith still staying efficient. 4 1/3 innings through tonight's game. Down low and outside, and Ledwith trying to get that outside corner on that. So McCarthy draws the walk. And now runners on first and second for South Windsor with one down. Popped up behind you, and Root with a fantastic play. Behind home plate to retire Terrence. For the second out here in the fifth. and led with staying ahead of the batters again. Brennan, the designated hitter, retired in the first and third, struck out in the first, and struck out in the fifth. So no runs across for South Windsor, 2 runners left on. And at the end of 5, South Windsor 9, East Hartford 9, and South Windsor 0. Welcome back, top of the 6th. East Hartford sending up Lefebvre, Schultz, and Kozakowski. Muller back on for South Windsor. He's retired 7 batters in a row after relieving Giglio in the third. And more action again for South Windsor in the bullpen. It looks like we got some action for East Hartford down on their end as well. So maybe perhaps a pitching change there. A line drive snagged by the second baseman. And a wide throw of McCarthy, who replaced Tanasi at first. So Lefebvre reaches on the error. And Kozakowski and Schultz steps in. Schultz doubled in 2 runs in the first, doubled and scored in the second, and doubled and scored in the third, and also another base hit in the third. Before Muller retired the last out in that inning. Ball down low. And a ground ball towards short in the hole, and a diving Ryan Lawrence is unable to get to it. So Kozakowski steps in. Kozakowski singled in the first, singled in the third, and hits a sky pop to third base for the first out of the inning. Fouled back there. One down for East Hartford. Runners on first and third here in the top of the sixth. Plasky at 2-2 now. McCarthy holding on. Schultz. And Plasky takes a walk. So now Albie steps up with the bases loaded. Big swing and a miss there. Line drive toward short at a pickup there by Lawrence, and a throw over to first is wide of McCarthy. And 2 runs will score. And East Hartford breaks into double digits. Pulaski recorded out on the unassisted from Lawrence, tagging second. And a line drive base hit to left field. Around comes Albee to score. And Root picks up another RBI tonight. And a drive to left field, way back and up against the fence. Vieira with a stand-up double. And Root rumbles home from first for the 4th run here in the top of the 6th. We got a pitching change for South Windsor. George Dawson, lanky right-hander, takes the mound here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs and a runner on second. Baseball fans, reminder, join us every week for live stream on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram at GHTBL. And like us on Facebook, GHTBL. Greater Hartford Twilight Baseball appreciates you viewing and listening to tonight's action. 2 games every week this season, live stream on YouTube. Be here with producer Macon Jeffries. We'll find games at various venues throughout the Greater Hartford Twilight schedule. Baseball fans, Greater Hartford Twilight Baseball has a 2 charity series weekend coming up in July. On July 14th at Palmer Field, our Hardball for Heroes will benefit American Legion, and the following week on July 21st at Dunkin' Donuts Park, our charity series Spreading Orange for multiple sclerosis. Pass ball there. Advances a runner to third. Ground ball to short. Lawrence picks it up, and another throw wide of McCarthy. And Criscolo with a wide turn and a slide in the second. The backup catcher backing up there. On a close play. Martinez takes that last pitch for a strike. And a high pop, right side, and Douglas running on is unable to get there. The farmland in front of him here in foul territory. Ground ball snagged there by Lawrence, and a throw to first is not in time, but on line on a one hop. Martinez beating out the throw. And Lefebvre stands in with runners on first and third. And two down. Lefebvre, the 10th batter of the inning. And Criscolo takes off. Martinez, correction. And another throw wide of first. As Criscolo scores, Martinez advances to third with a hit and run on. And Schultz stands in for his second at bat in the inning. Schultz with a huge night tonight. 4 for 4, 2 runs scored on 3 singles and a double. And a smash to right field. And a fantastic play there by Keslin Douglas to record the third out. So big props to Douglas on that catch. baseball fans, Greater Hartford Twilight Baseball is proud to bring in a special guest tonight's booth. Clementine making an appearance this evening. Clementine, how you doing? I'm doing okay over here. I like this baseball. We got a pitching change. I want to announce it. Oh yeah? What do you want to say? What do you want to tell us? Well, first of all, I want to tell you about this pitcher for East Hartford led with. He pitched a heck of a game tonight. He goes 5 full innings. He gets 4 strikeouts and no runs. He only had the 2 runners. No, hold on. 3 runners make it in scoring position all night long. So he did a very good job for East Hartford. Wow, that's a heck of a ball game by him. I really like the way he threw the ball. He threw it in the strike zone, and he stayed very efficient all night. Wow, you picked up all that tonight? Well, I really, really like baseball, and it's been very, very good to me. Oh, yeah? How's that? Well, a long time ago, I really liked to play this game. And I could throw the ball very far, and I always make the outs in the field. Wow, that's fantastic. Did you ever have any errors while you were out there? No, I went 1,000% on the field. Wow, that's fantastic. So you were a defensive gem out there, a superstar on the defensive side of the game. Well, that's not only the thing. I was also very good at hitting the baseball, and sometimes I even make it to first. Wow. Well, we'll have to pick up a little bit more about your baseball career as we move along. And the right fielder, Keslin Douglas, steps in, and he's had a busy afternoon, an early evening out there in right field. Follows the ball back right up against the light stand. Bottom of the 6th for South Windsor. They send up the 3-4-5 hitters, hoping to break through. And a strikeout there for the first out in the 6th. And Ryan Lawrence, the shortstop, steps in. and a flare toward left. That's caught there. For the second out. Tortolette steps in. Catcher. And he'll have to hit the laundromat before tomorrow's game in Middletown against Mallow's Jewelers. South Windsor visiting the Pat Kidney Complex and Buzzy Levine Field in Middletown for the first time tomorrow night. Ground ball back to the pitcher, and Kozakowski gets the put out. So score that 1-3. And another 1-2-3 inning there for East Hartford pitching. At the end of 6 complete, East Hartford 15, South Windsor 0. Ground ball there for the second out. Plasky retired. Kazakowski retired for the second time. And the first out of the inning. So now 2 down with Albie at the plate. Ground ball right back to the pitcher, underhand to McCarthy. And Jawson retires the side in order in the top of the 7th. So for East Hartford in the 7th, no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And South Windsor steps up 6, 7, 8 hitters in Steigler, Gibb, and we'll have to see who bats in the 8th spot. Steigler with a line drive base hit past the diving third baseman. And South Windsor has the leadoff batter on here in the bottom of the 7th. And pop foul, hustling over, is Kozakowski. Swing and the miss there. An 0-2 count. Pop foul right at us. Dings up against the fence right in front of us. And another pop up towards short. The third baseman under it. And Gibb is retired. For the first out here in the 7th. McCarthy steps in. So 2 down now. And McCarthy, the first baseman, steps in. Fly ball to left field. And caught there. So East Hartford gets their first win of the season over South Windsor, 15-0. Greater Hartford Twilight Baseball appreciates you watching and listening in tonight's action from South Windsor Rotary Field. Technician Luke Jeffries and producer Macon Jeffries. I'm Dan Saccu with the play-by-play this evening, and all season long, join us live stream on YouTube for the final tonight. East Hartford 15 and South Windsor 0.